worry or stress around family side of things, that does overwhelm me quite a bit. But in terms of, doing the job and things like that, I don't feel too overwhelmed by that.
A lot has happened to Princess Catherine over the past year, but no one saw this coming. According to recent reports, both King Charles and Prince William have officially confirmed devastating news about her.
I'm so proud of my wife and my father for how they've handled all of last year.
What's even more troubling is that it comes after she had already entered remission earlier this year.
Princess Catherine shared today her cancer is in remission. She made the announcement on Instagram along with a picture of her visit to the hospital where she had been treated.
The public has been left shocked, saddened, and full of questions. So what is this heartbreaking update? And why are Charles and William speaking out now? Join us as we uncover the devastating news confirmed by King Charles and Prince William about Princess Catherine. The devastating news about Princess Kate Middleton. During a recent interview, Prince William shared that his wife, Princess Catherine, is going through a challenging period as she continues her recovery from cancer.
You maybe think to yourself, it won't happen to us, we'll be okay. But when it does happen to you, then it takes you into some pretty not great places.
He expressed hope, saying that things seem to be moving in the right direction. However, he admitted that 2024 has been the most difficult year they've faced together as a couple.
2024 was the hardest year I've ever had. Life is sent to test us as well, and being able to overcome that is what makes us who we are.
But beyond William's confirmation, it was King Charles's unexpected comment that truly stunned everyone, leaving the public with more questions than answers. A spokesperson from Buckingham Palace revealed that the king had publicly expressed how proud he was of Princess Catherine for her courage in speaking out. Both King Charles and Queen Camilla have remained in close contact with her throughout the entire ordeal. The palace also confirmed that they will continue to offer their unwavering love and support to the entire family during this challenging time. Beyond the present health concern, the princess's health history hasn't been entirely smooth. Although there are no public records of serious illnesses before her marriage, Catherine was considered active and healthy throughout her university years at St. Andrews and in her early adulthood. She played sports, joined social activities, and was known for her energy. But the first real health challenge came not long after her marriage, and it quickly showed that even someone who looks strong and graceful in public can face serious struggles behind closed doors. Her first major health issue came during her first pregnancy in 2012. She was diagnosed with hyperemesis gravidarum, a very severe type of morning sickness that causes extreme nausea and vomiting.
The royal announcement that Prince William and his wife Kate are expecting is raising awareness of a little-known condition.
The Duchess of Cambridge is one of 200 pregnant women coping with extremely severe morning sickness.
It was much worse than normal morning sickness. Catherine had to be admitted to King Edward Hospital in London for treatment and observation. She was dehydrated, weak, and unable to keep any food or fluids down. The hospital stay drew a lot of attention at the time because her pregnancy had just been announced, and the illness made it clear that she would not have an easy road ahead. What should have been a happy time turned stressful for both her and Prince William, as they had to balance public excitement with real medical concern. Unfortunately, the same condition returned during her second pregnancy in 2014-2015. This time, Princess Catherine did not go to the hospital, but she was still under close medical care. The sickness came in waves and lasted for weeks. She had to cancel several public events and work mostly from home. Even though the palace did not share many details, it was clear that she was struggling. The condition made it difficult for her to eat or stay active, and she spent much of that period resting in Kensington Palace. Those who saw her at private events later said she looked pale and tired, but she continued to smile for the cameras when she could. Her determination to keep working, even when unwell, earned her a lot of respect, though many royal watchers wondered whether she was pushing herself too hard. But then, her third pregnancy didn't go as smoothly as hoped because something unexpected happened that no one saw coming. When Princess Catherine became pregnant again in 2017, the same sickness returned for a third time. Once more, it was hyperemesis gravidarum. This time, the palace made it clear from the start that she was managing the condition privately. She had learned what worked for her body and relied on doctors to help her avoid another hospital stay. Even so, it wasn't easy. Severe nausea and exhaustion marked much of her early pregnancy with Prince Louis. Yet again, she recovered slowly and went on to complete her royal duties later that year. Many medical experts pointed out that the recurrence of hyperemesis in all 3 pregnancies showed how serious and consistent the condition was for her. It wasn't just morning sickness. It was a real medical struggle that demanded time and care. After her 3rd pregnancy, Catherine's health appeared to improve. Between 2019 and 2022, she looked strong and full of energy. She carried out a busy schedule of royal duties, traveled often, and worked on major projects such as her early childhood initiative. She was seen regularly at events, laughing and engaging warmly with the public. There were no official reports of illness during these years, and she seemed to balance her family and royal life with ease. It was a calm period for her, one that helped her rebuild after years of pregnancy-related health challenges. But that stability changed suddenly in early 2024. In January, Kensington Palace announced that the princess had undergone planned abdominal surgery at the London clinic. The palace said the procedure had gone well, but that she would need several weeks of recovery.
That the Princess of Wales had been in any way unwell. The statement reads that she was admitted to the London clinic here in central London yesterday for planned abdominal surgery.
She was hospitalized for almost 2 weeks, which showed that it was more serious than a minor operation. At the time, the palace specifically stated that her condition was not cancer-related. After leaving the hospital, she spent months resting at home in Windsor, away from the public eye. Then, in March 2024, the story took a dramatic turn. In a personal video message, Catherine revealed that post-surgery tests had found cancer. The palace did not disclose the type or stage of cancer, but she said it had been a huge shock. She explained that she had started preventive chemotherapy and asked for time, space, and privacy for her family. The video, which was filmed in the gardens of Windsor, showed her calm but emotional as she spoke directly to the public. It was one of the rare moments when a royal had addressed a personal health issue so openly. She thanked the public for their kindness and said that she and Prince William had been trying to process the news privately before sharing it with the world. Following her announcement, Catherine stayed away from the spotlight. From April to August 2024, she was rarely seen in public. Reports suggested she was receiving chemotherapy part-time and spending most of her days resting at Adelaide Cottage near Windsor. Prince William reduced his royal duties to be closer to her and their children. Palace sources said she was focusing entirely on her health and family, keeping her daily routine quiet and simple. During this time, many false rumors spread online about her condition, which her team firmly denied. By September 2024, she slowly began returning to limited royal duties. She appeared at small, private events and later attended a few public engagements related to causes close to her heart, like early childhood care and mental health. Observers noted she looked healthier and more energetic, though still thinner than usual. Palace aides confirmed she was not yet resuming a full workload, and that her recovery remained the top priority. By mid-2025, good news finally arrived. Catherine confirmed that she was in remission. She said her treatment journey had been a roller coaster, but that she felt stronger and more hopeful each day. Medical experts explained that even after remission, preventive chemotherapy can continue for several months, depending on the type of cancer, so it was understandable that she was still taking things slowly. Around this time, the couple decided to move into Forest Lodge, a home within Windsor Great Park. The move was seen as a sign of a new beginning and a return to normal family life. Catherine started to make more appearances again, including a surprise meeting with Jordan's Crown Prince Hussein and Princess Rajwa at Windsor Castle. Those who saw her said she looked happy, graceful, and at peace. Looking back, it's clear that Catherine's health journey has been a story of ups and downs. However, despite all she's faced, Princess Catherine is often seen as the quiet force holding the palace together. This strength is even more remarkable considering early public rumors that her marriage to Prince William was more strategic than romantic, arranged by her parents rather than born out of love. But how much truth is really behind that claim? Stay tuned, because we're about to uncover what many never knew about Princess Catherine and Prince William. What many don't know about William and Catherine. Even till this day, many people still believe that the marriage between Prince William and Princess Catherine was not just a love story, but something planned by her parents. Some think that her mother, Carol Middleton, had a quiet plan to make her daughter meet and marry the future king. It sounds dramatic, but when you look closely, the truth seems to fall somewhere between coincidence and timing. The way their paths crossed feels almost too perfect, yet it might have just been destiny doing its work in the most ordinary way possible. Prince William's journey to St. Andrews University was carefully arranged, but not in a romantic sense. It was about shaping his future as a modern royal. After studying at Eton College, he took a gap year in 2000 to travel and see the world beyond palace life. He worked in Chile, visited Africa, and even spent time with the British Army in Belize. Originally, William, planned to attend the University of Edinburgh, but later changed his mind and chose the smaller and quieter University of St. Andrews in Scotland. The royal advisors believed St. Andrews would give him more privacy and a chance at a normal student life. It was a simple decision at the time, but it would turn out to be the most important one he ever made. Catherine Middleton's path to St. Andrews also looked ordinary on the surface, but people have always wondered if there was more to it. Born into a middle-class family in Berkshire, Kate was hard-working, polite, and ambitious. After finishing Marlborough College, she too took a gap year. She studied in Florence and volunteered overseas. At first, she was planning to go to the University of Edinburgh, but then she switched her application to St. Andrews, the same school William had just chosen. Some say she made that change after hearing about his plans, but her close friends insist that's not true. They say she picked St. Andrews for its good reputation. Still, the timing was too close to ignore, and that's how the story of a planned match began to spread. William and Kate met in 2001 as first-year students. They both studied art history and lived in the same dormitory, St. Salvator's Hall. At first, they were just part of the same group of friends, hanging out, going to classes, and having meals together. Kate was known for being calm and kind, while William was friendly but careful about trusting people. They grew close slowly, bonding over shared interests and a quiet understanding that came naturally. Their friendship was simple and real. Then came the famous moment that everyone still talks about, the charity fashion show in 2002. Kate agreed to walk the runway wearing a black see-through dress. William was sitting in the audience, and according to people who were there, he couldn't take his eyes off her. That was said to be the moment he saw her differently. What was just a student event became a turning point. From that day on, their connection started to change from friendship to something more. The following year, both of them moved into an apartment off campus with two friends. They were flatmates, cooking together, watching TV, and sharing chores like normal students. It was during this time that their friendship quietly became a relationship. They didn't announce it to anyone, but their friends could tell. William liked that Kate treated him like an ordinary person, not like a prince. Kate liked that he made her laugh and didn't act like someone above her. In 2004, the secret was out. Photos of William and Kate on a ski trip in Switzerland were published by newspapers, and suddenly, the world knew who she was. For Kate, who was just 22, it was a shocking change. The press started following her everywhere. Yet she stayed calm, refusing to give interviews or react publicly. Her quiet behavior impressed the royal family, especially since William had grown up seeing what media pressure did to his late mother, Princess Diana. Kate's steady attitude made her stand out as someone strong and dependable. But not everyone was kind. The media couldn't stop pointing out that Kate came from a common background. Her parents owned a successful party supplies company, but they weren't aristocrats. Some royal insiders whispered that William should marry someone with noble roots, not a businesswoman's daughter. Still, many people loved her for being relatable. Then came the rumors, the claim that Kate's parents, especially her mother Carol, had planned the relationship. Some reports said Carol encouraged Kate to delay university for a year so she would start the same time as William. Others claimed she pushed her daughter to pick St. Andrews because she knew the prince was going there. These stories made the Middletons sound like social climbers chasing power, but those who actually knew the family said it wasn't true. Yes, the Middletons were ambitious and socially smart, but there's no proof they planned anything. Kate's school friends have always said she was focused on her studies and that her meeting with William was just a lucky coincidence. In 2007, after 6 years together, William and Kate broke up. He was under pressure from his army duties and from the constant attention of the press. Some said he wasn't ready to commit. Kate was hurt, but she didn't fall apart publicly. She stayed quiet, went back to work at her parents' company, and refused to talk to reporters. That silence actually made the public admire her more. By the end of that same year, the two got back together. William realized he missed her and didn't want to lose her again. Their reunion felt more serious, more adult. Friends noticed that they both seemed sure about their future this time. Kate started attending more royal events quietly, and people began to accept her as part of William's life. The Queen and Prince Charles also seemed to warm up to her. Over the next few years, her calm presence and steady nature earned her a lot of respect within the royal family. Then came the big moment in 2010. During a private trip to Kenya, William proposed. He gave her his late mother's sapphire engagement ring, the same one Princess Diana wore. It was a touching gesture that showed how much he trusted her with something so personal. When they announced their engagement a few weeks later, the world finally saw the couple relaxed and happy. After years of rumors and media pressure, they looked like two people who had truly grown together. Their wedding on April 29, 2011, was watched by millions across the world. Catherine Middleton walked down the aisle at Westminster Abbey. Still, many haven't stopped debating whether her parents helped make it happen. Maybe they did give a little guidance. What parent wouldn't encourage their child to aim high? But calling it an arranged match seems unfair. Kate's intelligence and patience did far more to win William's heart than any parental plan ever could. Even if Carol Middleton pushed her daughter toward St. Andrews, it was Kate's own character that kept William interested. If this had been a calculated move, it would have fallen apart long ago. Instead, their relationship has grown stronger with time. Over the years, they have built a family, taken on royal duties, and faced public pressure together. And for that reason, many have begun to draw comparisons between Princess Catherine and the late Princess Diana. Like Diana, Catherine is admired by the public, relatable, and quietly powerful. This stands in sharp contrast to Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, whose time in the royal family has been marked by controversy and division. But how true is this comparison? In what ways does Princess Catherine truly reflect Diana's legacy? Let's find out. How Princess Catherine is living. Diana's legacy. Princess Catherine living the legacy of Diana is a comment that has never really gone away. From the day Catherine Middleton joined the royal family, people started comparing her to Princess Diana. Both women married into the monarchy under huge public attention. Both became symbols of kindness, and both touched hearts around the world in a way that felt real. But Catherine hasn't just copied Diana. She has built on her example. She has carried the same spirit of love, empathy, and strength, but she expresses it in her own modern way. Diana was famous for her ability to connect with ordinary people. She was warm, gentle, and not afraid to show emotion. The world still remembers when she shook hands with AIDS patients in 1987, a simple act that broke old taboos. Catherine has followed that same path. She often kneels down to talk to children, hugs people in crowds, and shows genuine interest in others. In 2023, during a mental health event in Scotland, Princess Catherine comforted a grieving mother by giving her a hug. It was a moment that reminded many people of Diana's human touch. Like Diana, Catherine knows how to make people feel seen and cared for. Mental health is another area where Catherine carries on Diana's work. Diana spoke openly about her struggles with bulimia and depression at a time when such honesty was rare in the royal family. Catherine has taken that bravery and made it part of her main mission. Together with Prince William and Prince Harry, she launched Heads Together in 2016 to raise awareness about mental health. Then, in 2023, she started her Shaping Us campaign, which focuses on how early childhood experiences affect emotional well-being. Where Diana made the topic personal, Catherine has made it practical. Both women use their platforms to remind people that mental health matters, and both have helped remove the shame around it. But that's not all. Motherhood is another place where Catherine's life mirrors Diana's. Diana changed the image of royal parenting. She wanted her sons to have normal lives, taking them to school herself and making sure they saw life outside palace walls. Catherine has done the same with her children, George, Charlotte, and Louis. She's often seen driving them to school, attending their sports days, or spending time with them in public. In 2022, she even missed a royal event just to be home for her children's exams. Like Diana, she puts her family first. Dealing with the media has never been easy for any royal woman, and both Diana and Catherine have faced their share of pressure. When French photographers published topless photos of Catherine in 2012, she didn't give interviews or create drama. Instead, she quietly went to court with Prince William and won the case in 2017. That calm reaction showed how composed and thoughtful she is. Diana also learned, later in her life, to deal with media attacks with quiet dignity. Catherine has kept that same approach, choosing silence over controversies. In contrast, Meghan Markle has taken a very different path, speaking openly about her struggles in interviews like the one with Oprah in 2021. Her openness has caused tension, while Catherine's silence has earned her respect. Fashion has also become part of how Catherine honors Diana. Princess Diana's outfits often carried hidden messages. Catherine follows that tradition in her own style. She often wears Diana's jewelry, including the sapphire engagement ring that once belonged to her. She has also worn Diana's pearl earrings and tiaras at major royal events. When she visited Pakistan in 2019, her outfits were almost identical to the ones Diana wore on her 1991 visit. Catherine's charitable work also shows how she has continued Diana's passion for helping the vulnerable. Diana was known for visiting hospitals, shelters, and landmine victims. Catherine's causes, while focused more on children and families, follow that same line of compassion. She is a patron of Action on Addiction, East Anglia's children's hospices, and the Anna Freud Center. She doesn't just appear for photos. She spends time listening to people's stories and trying to understand their struggles. In 2022, she even went to Denmark to learn how other countries support child development. Just like Diana, she believes true kindness means action, not just attention. The difference between Catherine and Meghan Markle has become one of the biggest talking points in recent royal history. Meghan chose to leave royal life in 2020 and has since spoken publicly about private family issues. Catherine, on the other hand, has never responded to rumors or insults. She stays quiet, follows duty, and lets her actions speak for her. This has earned her praise for being calm, especially when the monarchy faces criticism. In this sense, Catherine continues the dignity that both Diana and Queen Elizabeth valued. Catherine's marriage to Prince William is another way she fulfills Diana's hopes. Diana's own marriage to Charles was full of heartbreak and emotional distance, but Catherine and William's bond appears strong and equal. Since meeting in 2001, they have supported each other through every stage of life. Public opinion reflects that clearly. In a 2024 YouGov poll, Catherine was ranked among the most admired women in the world. Even after the controversies that shook the royal family, her popularity has stayed strong. People see her as steady and trustworthy, qualities the monarchy needs. So when people say Princess Catherine is living the legacy of Diana, it's more than just resemblance or jewelry. It's about continuing the values that made Diana loved and turning them into lasting strength for the future. Catherine doesn't need to be the next Diana. She has become her own version of what Diana stood for. And that's why so many believe that when the time comes, Catherine will not only make a good queen, she will make one that Diana herself would have been proud of. What do you admire about Princess Catherine? Share your opinions with us in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen, and you will enjoy it.